After he was drugged by the Joker, he hallucinated and killed Lois Lane and their unborn baby. This was the start of Superman being a tyrant and the creation of his regime. He is from the Injustice universe. I am the Markman, and today we're going to unbox and review McFarlane's DC Multiverse figure of Superman from the Injustice 2 video game, which is one of my top 3 favorite video games of all time. I even have a frame poster of Superman from the game. So are you ready? Then welcome to the Markverse.
Want to hear a joke?
Oh, gee, this ought to be something.
Harley Quinn versus Superman. Stay down.
This is the Injustice 2 PS4 game that I purchased the moment it was released many years back. I said it once, and I will say it again, it is in my top 3 favorite video games. So every time I learn McFarlane is doing a figure based on it, I'm really excited for it because this is one of the sets I'm really completing. There are already 9 figures based on the game. Obviously, we have Superman, then my favorite, The Flash, of course, Batman, Clark's cousin, Supergirl, Green Arrow, Dr. Fate, and Gorilla Grodd. Those are the 7. Then the 8th one is Brainiac, which I have yet to unbox, but will review it in my next video. Then the 9th, Reverse Flash, which I have yet to purchase but will be buying it very soon. Now let's go to the design. There are many costumes of Superman that you can use in the game. However, the default is this one. And this is also his costume in the story mode. And it is accurate except for very few parts that are shinier in the game, like the red part on his forearms. But this is a tiny thing that you might not even notice. Then one thing I like about the Injustice characters from the game is really their costumes. And McFarlane really did a great job not just being faithful to the design of the characters, but also how they used the right shades of color. So we have the red parts, then the gold, especially blue, which is the dominant color of this figure. So the paint details are perfect. Clark looks a little young here, but at least his face has close resemblance to the game. Actually, many of his parts are shining, but the shining emblem makes this figure more appealing to me. Well, McFarlane can use a matte finish for the gold background, but I'm glad they use a metallic finish, which should really be. And those that have this finishing are smooth, while those that are not have rough textures like his arms, obliques, and his thighs. By the way, it's also noteworthy to say that his costume is really different from the Injustice animated film. His shoulder pads are attached to his delts and not to his torso, which is good because it's more realistic when he moves his arms. His cape looks dull, and it's leaning more to his right, but still it's okay. I wanted it to be in the center like my other figures, like the Superman 2-pack with Atomic Skull, that DC Rebirth version, and Lex Luthor with the Superman suit. He has a perfect body symmetry, he has a nice stance, and I do not have problems letting him stand. So this is a clean figure and was designed well. Now for the articulation, starting with the head. Up, down, then side to side. So his neck is stiff. Then the arms, it's already raised. So aside from this pad being realistic, since it is attached to his delts rather than the torso, it will provide him with better shoulder movement so we can fully rotate his arms. Let's check the bicep swivel. It's also tight, but at least movable. Double jointed elbow. Then full wrist motion. For the upper torso, so we can move it sideways, though it's also tight. Then the hips, same thing. It seems there is no crunching on his torso. Well, that's quite bad. Then for the legs, sideways, good joints. Then forward, back, that's it. No thigh swivel, double jointed knee, full ankle motion, also a little tight. Then we have toe articulation. Let's fix him first before we go to the accessories. We have the usual base. I hope they included a flight stand. He has an open right hand and a left closed fist as alternates. His trading card, the holder is not included. It is from the McFarlane's Action Comic Superman. So this is the front and then the back of the card. It's nice having this when I do my review. This will also serve as a background piece for added appeal. For the measurement, he stands around 7.25 inches. Then the comparison. My other Superman, the DC Rebirth, the original Superman, and from the 2-pack with Atomic Skull. Then Prime, Superman with the solar suit, and from the DC versus Vampires. That's the comparison. Like I said earlier, the Injustice base figures are one of the sets I'm completing, and I'm always excited when I learn their figures will be released. Though this Superman is not perfect, still it reached my expectations mainly because of the accuracy of the design, color details, and his stance. For his accessories, I did not expect much since he really does not have any weapons, cause he is Superman. But to think of it, maybe the handcuff that he broke during an intro of the game could have been nice. In addition, instead of a base, I hope they also included a flight stand. Then his articulation. Many joints are too stiff, like his neck, bicep, and diaphragm, but it is better than being loose. Regardless of his articulation, for me, this is a great figure. So, if you enjoyed the video, click the thumbs up button, please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to push that notification button since I publish new videos every week. Again, I am the Markman. Thank you for visiting the Markverse, and always remember to pay it forward with kindness.